Come on over. Good morning, everybody. Well, I'll let everyone else fill you in, but we're kind of all hooked up with all new kinds of technology and good stuff to help those that are out there come in here. So
Sounds better already.
that's good to hear. We have a new guest speaker. We have a new guest reader. But let's get this party started by standing up and singing "My Soul is Welcome Here." All right, all right, all right. Everyone looks marvelous today. There's a first for everything. I don't think I've ever done this. We have a new guest reader today. Let us welcome up the wonderful Sue Witter.
Where'd Meadow go? He's right. I've done many things here. I have never been the reader. So it's exciting for me. It only took me 20 years. Anyway. Yes. So I'm just reading today's section of the Science of Mind magazine, which is really a worthwhile purchase. So it is What I Know for Sure. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you receive it, and it will be yours. That's Mark chapter 11:24. And from Ernest Holmes, to realize that God is ever present, ever available, is to know that all the wisdom, intelligence, and power of the universe is right where you are. Your word is power when you know this. And so the section then is, I know life is amazing and also it can be terrifying. I know life is abundant and often there is scarcity. I know there is kindness and goodness, and yet there is also hatred and resentment. I know most of the time life doesn't seem to make sense, and the problems of the world may appear, and underscore appear, to be incredibly overwhelming. Yet what I know for sure is that there is a power for good, a source of creativity, peace, and joy. Whatever you may call this presence, I know it as love. I know love is unconditional, everlasting, and ever present, even in the midst of confusion, sorrow, and pain. I know love is everywhere and in everyone, and I am willing to see beyond the contradictions of the world to see love in every person. I'm willing to see beyond confusion, to know the presence of love is at the center of every activity. What I know for sure is that you and I are on this amazing journey to know and see love for each other and ourselves. I know that even in the midst of fear and doubt, our prayers are always answered. I know that, as Holmes wrote, prayer is not an act of overcoming God's reluctance, but should be an active acceptance of its highest willingness. I know you are abundantly blessed with God's gifts of love, joy, and peace. And the daily affirmation is, I know the presence of love is at the center of every activity.
That was an excellent first time, Sue. You set the wall pretty high.
I know, maybe I should be a minister.
All right, let us go into I am love, I am light, and from there, opening invocation.
Radiance of spirit shining.
God is at the center of everything. That phrase sometimes can be a challenging truth. As we walk our journey, our paths sometimes seem filled with boulders and obstacles. But I read a meme this last week that said, without the rocks in the waterfall, you'll never hear the beautiful sound. And that much describes our lives. For without the challenges, we don't learn. We don't find our strengths. So let us take that truth within this morning and maybe switch our understanding of the phrase, God is at the center of everything. That when things seem ugly, what is there to learn? What strength is there to build? For we have all the tools within to create heaven on earth, to create a peace within us that not only rises above, but that allows others to do the same. So as we come together this morning, let us step forward in the faith, in the Christ light, and allow all the tools within us to come forward and shine. Let us take our challenges and reframe them as opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to learn, to serve, to forgive, to build, to create an amazing life, to help others create their lives and step forward in confidence. We allow ourselves to say thank you. Thank you for the ability of choice. Thank you for the strength to make the right choices and to understand we are exactly where we need to be. And we step forward when the time is right. So let us lift up our hearts and open up our minds for the message today, for this center, for the opportunity that the day itself brings. Let us step forward in gratitude and feel and release the love, the flow of spirit. Allow it to move in and through anything and everything. And say yes to this life. Yes to one another. And yes to spirit. Let us release this truth together by simply saying, and so it is. I was kind of busy this morning, so I'm going to bring Reverend Sue up to introduce our guest speaker. And I'm going to have a seat.
Excellent. So welcome again, everybody. I am so grateful to be able to introduce Reverend Rich Jarvis. He and I went to school together. That's where we met. And next week, he will be actually formally going through graduation. So, yay! But he is so much more than just a ministerial intern, more than a minister even, that he has been involved in everything. So the new sound system that we have is brought to you by Rich and Abram. They have spent the last 2 days for many, many hours every day, actually here in the building getting everything set up, plus the countless number of hours spent talking about what are we going to do about this, how do we fix that. So they have really just given us such a great gift by helping us plan all this out. And the funding was done through a foundation grant. So we're just really blessed to have them here guiding us through this next, taking us into this next step. And that's really, if I were going to describe Rich at any level for all of the other things that I'll tell you that he's done, he knows how to guide people to the next step in increasing their ability to have a greater experience of life. So we're very blessed to have him. He is, so in addition to all that, he's been an entrepreneur for years, involved with Toastmasters. He's a computer scientist, a veteran, an astrologer, a certified martial arts instructor, a programmer, a Reiki master, and so many hats he doesn't have enough heads. And more importantly, he was very kind and patient at about, 7 o'clock last night when I was going. So all of that and patience too. I mean, what more could you ask for? So Rich, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rose.
Give me a hug.
Isn't she fabulous? Oh my gosh. When we met, we're like, who are you? And then they said, well, I want to hook you up with this other student who's been through the ringers. And I said, I have to go through more ringers? And as a ministerial intern is what my technical name is right now, what I am, there's a lot of hoops to go through. How many of you gone through hoops? Okay, there we are. I was like, well, we got a few people in here that know a little bit more than anybody does, which is a good thing, because maybe you can guide us. And that's a good thing to look at, because a lot of us need guidance. I still need guidance. You need guidance. The talk that we're going to do today, I think, is the use of science of mind and how time works. Because a lot of times we're like, when the heck is the prayer coming true? How does the prayer come true? Why and when does the prayer come true? Well, we already know it's in God's time and in God's thing, but there's other parts that we should also look at. Because there's a point where we have to do boots on the ground versus not. The monk on the mountain's a good example. How long is he there? Quite a long time. And he's probably traveling through the astral somewhere if you read a little bit about some of that. And I'm sure he's doing a lot of stuff. But, where's my iced tea? This is Lake Havasu, right? How many of you ever been sick? Cold, cough. Oh my God, I ate some bad shrimp last week. We were stopped at this truck stop. It was funny on the way down, and they had these tuna sandwiches, and I'm telling my friend Aram, I go, you really want to buy that? Well, first of all, he looked at those hot dogs. You ever seen those hot dogs that are just sitting there, and you're like, oh God, those were there when Billy Idol was prime time. So I said, you want to buy those? He's like, not after hearing what you said. So we made another wise choice, and we looked and said, what else is in this truck stop? This is the journey of life, if you will. We're looking at things. And they had a tuna sandwich, and I said, well, do you want half of this tuna sandwich? And I said, no, one of us has to be well. Yeah. It all worked out quite well. How many of you actually been injured? I was taught to analyze, adapt, and overcome. So, as she said, I was a veteran. I served in our country's wars as a ground troop, munitions, boom, 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 yay. This is about overcoming this. This is what this whole talk is about, is overcoming those things. We always were taught to adapt, analyze, and overcome. Sort of like science of mind prayer, recognize that God is all there is, unify with that presence that is God, declare your whole perfect and complete, thanks God, and release it into law, and it's done. Or is it? It's all based on your mind, and how much can you accept. I want everybody to do something. I want you to put your hand up like this. And then I'm going to have you put a number of fingers up. How many letters do you think the word to has in it? Go. Some of you delayed. See, look around the hands. Some say 2, some say 3. We all don't hear the same thing from each other. We don't know what letter that we're using. Is it the number 2, the letter 2? Is it to this, to that? T-O-O, T-O? There's another spelling, which is a fourth spelling, which I'm not going to get into. It's a little weird. I'm going to quote what Ernest Holmes says. There is a pattern of perfection at the center of my being, which is now operating through every organ, function, and action and reaction. From the Essential Ernest Holmes. What does that mean? That means each of us has the ability to change our minds, to change that healing that's within each of us. Whether it's healing a thought, which Reverend Sue's talked about quite a lot, which I talked to her a little bit about this. I'm like, well, do I hold on to this? And she's like, you want to? I said, well, no. Okay, then don't hold on to it. All right, fine. That's definitely something we can do. Let me give you a historical context about our philosophy a little bit. Are you open to that? All right. We had this lady called Mary Baker Eddy. It was called Christian Science. Bible-based, 100%. You can heal through the power of the Word of Christ, which we all believe somewhat in how that works. Different variations depending on how you look at it. She taught that sickness and suffering are rooted in the misunderstanding of God itself, not unlike what we teach in Science of Mind. She stated also that healing occurs through the spiritual realization rather than medical intervention. Now, I'm not your doctor, so I'm saying, do what you're going to do. It's all up to you on this. But they don't believe in actually going to doctors if they have to. Now, secret thing is some of them do. Now, this is a whole different philosophy, but it is rooted in our philosophy historically. Then you had Emma Curtis Hopkins. She was about healing using the power of words. She emphasized that God is a universal operating through law rather than through a personal being who intervenes and chooses. Now, in our philosophy, we do the prayer within ourselves, and it ripples out to the universe. Now, how does that work? It's based on individual. I was taught, going back to my Army days, out of sight, out of mind, suck it up, buttercup. The pain is gone. No, it still hurts. This isn't about that. This is about how prayer heals and how prayer reveals. This is what this talk is about. Because in our philosophy, we know that prayer changes everything. She said I was an astrologer on that. I did some work on that. I had a gentleman named Arthur Chadbourne. He was a 4th generation Science of Mind guy. And I met him and he said, you know what? Prayer overwrites everything. If it's tarot card, whatever this stuff is, whatever metaphysical thing you play with, it overwrites everything. God is, I am. As a martial artist, I always had certain types of injuries that I do. As a soldier, I had back issues. I still have back issues, but I've learned how to adapt to it, pray it, know God brings something. Now, I was having an issue with my hip the other week, and I was like, man, this sucks. Why is this hurting me? So I'm sitting there praying, and then I had this little thing that came in and says, well, why don't you call your doctor? So I called my doctor up, because in our philosophy, we believe in the pill. We also believe in going out and getting things done. It isn't all about just, oh, please God. We don't beg God, because that doesn't work. It might work a little bit, but that's all about your belief system. One of the things that I did is I said, okay, why can't I just reach out and touch the hem of Christ and have it just come back to me? Boom, I'm healed. Well, I'm open to that. Get that Christ consciousness within you, which we all strive to be in part of that Christ consciousness, which is within us. Because that's what the message that Christ taught us, is that you have the ability to heal yourself if you believe. These things too you can do, is the short version from the Bible. The question asked, how should I believe in prayer? I'm going to quote some poems from you right now. This will sort of blow your mind. This goes into the time aspect, because you're all, when's the time stuff coming up? A belief in prayer, as Holmes talks about in his Holmes Papers 2, look this up, it's pretty cool, is that you can go back before the injury ever happened and dismiss the reality. Think about this. Now I'm going to read the quote part of it. Everything in manifestation runs on a time track, which is a sequence of a particular chain of cause and effect. You and I do not destroy the law of cause and effect. Now hear that. But we can erase any sequence in it. It wouldn't be any different than going out in the garden and pulling up a certain plant you don't want to have there. That is running on a sequence of cause and effect, or its own time track. And all of this is but a parallel of the action and reaction that takes place in the mind and spirit, because the universe is only one system. You've heard in this philosophy, I'm sure Reverend Sue has said this, is that we're all the one mind. We're not separate from anything. My minor was chemistry. Just keep that in mind, because I'm going to bring that up a little bit, and that's going to be like, whoa, what the heck is he talking about? Let me read the second part. He also states that the Bible states, know that in the beginning God made man perfect, but man has sought out many inventions. Okay? These are thoughts, the feelings, the tools which you are to deal, real spiritual mind treatment, very little understood even by those who practice it, is not exercising while we condition anything to time. Now, those of you at home are probably going to want to listen to this a couple more times, because I was like, when I first read this, went, what? It is not exercising while we condition anything to time, experience, to past, present, or to the future. Spiritual mind treatment is the spontaneous proclamation of a joyful and a jubilant and a beholding soul in the only time which we can ever know, which is in the moment he proclaims it. Holmes, page 70, Holmes Papers 2. So when you actually put your word into the law, you're telling the universe, this is what I want. And the universe is going to go, okay, I know what you want. Are you open to getting something better? How many of you are open to getting something better than you want? Do you want the Toyota or do you want the Ferrari? Come on now. Well, again, it's all about your mind. We had somebody say the Toyota in here for our Zoom audience and stuff. Yeah, good luck with that, taking it off-road. This is Lake Havasu. Good luck with that. You'll be in a pit somewhere going, why are my tires spinning and I'm not moving anywhere? All right, I'm going to read the second part of this, which is on page 81. Nothing could evolve that wasn't first involved. Think about that. Involved. Therefore, the whole process of evolution in which we believe is itself subject to that which involuted evolution. Now, I'm asking you to look up the word when you get home, or look at this, involuted evolution. And this is from page 81 of the Holmes Papers. In a Christian Science talk, they talk about something similar. The point is that you're creating your universe just by your thoughts. You already know this is a science mind. If you're in this church, you have a pretty good idea that this is where your thoughts are coming from. And Holmes always says that for you new people here, don't believe us. Test it. Test it, test it, test it. Because it's no good if you don't test it. Am I right, Reverend Sue? There we go. We also know that if we don't do the footwork and analyze something, you might injure yourself based on your belief in that injury. Again, I'm not your doctor. There's my disclaimer. Or the knowledge of that injury. Now, we have certain injuries you can get with, when you're kicking and things like that. And if you pull your hip out a little bit, you keep walking on it, your leg will start going lame, you'll become lame. This is physiology. But in our philosophy, we can override that. But then again, we also believe in going to the doctor and taking allopathy, which is pill-based stuff. It seems that in all forms of healing, all that can be done is to let the inner light flow to restore us to our original, and I emphasize original, pattern of perfection. Each of you is born perfect. Each of you is born perfect. All that any human ingenuity can do is to help restore us to a pattern which we did not make. In Genesis, we find the reference to the generation of a time when the plant was in the seed before the seed was in the ground. What does that mean? That means you're planting seeds every moment with every thought. If you don't like something, guess what? You just told it what you want. If you do like something, well, then you just said, okay, I like this, but what do you like about it? Ask why, what, where, when, and how. And ask, is this serving me? So very important. Does this serve me? Here's the deal. Scientific underpinning. Matter, energy, atomic structure. Think about this. 100 years or so, we had something called allopathy, when all the medical folks got together and said, let's make some pills and try to heal folks the best way we can. Physical stuff. And then you have homeopathy, which still exists. Again, I'm not your doctor. Just research this and check it out yourself. Which has done a lot of good for the society. It really has. You know, I believe in better living through chemistry when it's possible, when it's necessary, when my faith is not strong enough to actually believe that. Anybody that says otherwise, well, that's good for them. Share that, brother. Share that love, brother. Share that love, sister. You might know a better way to do it. We always are looking to think, because our philosophy is open at the top. You have a better way to do it, let us know what it is. Am I right, Reverend Sue? There we go. I don't know about you, but I go to the doctor when they want to give me a pill for everything under the sun. I'm a big fan of living through chemistry, better chemistry, because my minor's chemistry. Everything we know of is made of physical matter, correct? In the physical realm. Holmes talks about, beyond the realm, but he doesn't really get into details. Atoms, molecules, even smaller than that, quarks of that nature, going down to the atomic structures. Every single atom itself, every single cell in the body, everything has its own pulsating energy. Everything with frequency. Even the colors we look at. The people, the voice, the fluctuation, what we're talking about, how our voices are pulsating inside of the now is a different frequency. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or do you know what I'm talking about? Thank you, Elvis. Right. Can I get an amen? I'll tell you, I walked around for about a month, limping a little bit. And you know what it was? I was sitting there trying to blame something. And then I realized, Abram and I, we're, the guy that I came with, we're both programmers by trade. So we're sitting there. Dude, are you still at your desk? Yeah. And then you get up and you go. So I know where it came from. So I prayed again. And again, this is about time and prayer. And the universe said, well, here's the nurse. The nurse said, okay, we'll get you into chiropractic in a month. I said, oh, great, a month? So, that was my mind at the time. So I'm like, okay, God, you sent me the boat. You sent me the helicopter. Now what's next? You know the analogy on that one. Everybody's heard of that one. So it came up, and I called up my friend who's an acupuncturist. 5,000 years worth of study, and so she says, you're my buddy, come on over. I'll charge you, of course, because you always want to do that circulation and flow no matter what you do, whether it's a church, whether it's somebody, whether you're giving to somebody or something, or even helping your brother and saying hello. Would you like a cup of coffee? You want a cup of coffee? How about you? Good. But see, that offer's been made. Whether it's accepted is a different story. So I called her up, and she said, you know what? Why don't you come down? And I'm like, okay, I see you about every month or so, or 2 weeks or so, and things aren't working. So she's like, oh, okay. I hate needles. She's pincushioning me, and all of a sudden, I can feel my leg. The pain's gone. Because she had some different way of looking at it. In Science of Mind, we have different ways of looking at things. Would you agree on that? It isn't the norm, but she put these pins in my leg, and I was like, hey, the pain's gone. And I said, did you deaden my nerves? You know how you heard about that. This won't push you, and you're going, oh, stopping that. No. She got the energy flowing right. And in our philosophy, we need to have that energy flowing, that spiritual energy that allows us to become the better person that we are. And to get rid of that stuff that does not serve us. Or we just don't, look, bye-bye. Don't need it. We want that good stuff in our life that'll constantly serve us as individuals. I'll tell you, I call that prayer in action. That when I put out to the universe what I want, it brings me stuff. But if I don't see that boat or helicopter or whatever it is out there that God's provided for me, or that vehicle to help me, that's me. Or you call a practitioner. Who is a practitioner in here? Sue's raising her hand. I'm raising my hand. Give your reverend a call. Give a practitioner a call in the center. Try it out. What do you got to lose? You got a lot to gain. Oh, it's all right. You can call me if you need to, too. I'll hook you up. I'll tell you what. Ernest Holmes actually said something like, if you feel like taking medicine or going to a doctor, do so. If you follow this method, the time will generally come when your patient will realize that he no longer needs medicine. He will have unfolded out the disease rather than have broken away from it. And that's in the science of mind. What serves you as individuals? We have to ask that individually. Individualized expressions that we are of God. I'll tell you, when I go down and I sometimes fight people, you know, we've got people that are older than me. I got this Grand Master over in El Cajon. He's like 85. But when he hits you, you're like, okay, I know I've been hit. You know, it's something that we try to do together to stay in shape. Who does something to stay in shape here? Do you walk? Do you go out and see birds, or just enjoy yourself? If you don't, you should try it. Just sit outside and be you. And that being you is so important. The end result of this is what you believe, you conceive. Does that make sense? If you believe something is, it is. Good, bad, or otherwise. But that interpretation is based on self. Not based on anybody else. Not based on what your friend told you. Because remember, how many words, how many letters is it before you realize that that specific concept of belief is individualized within you, and you as a person. So put your hand on your heart. Take a breath. Say, I am whole, perfect, and complete. I love myself. I love who I am. And I love my life. And so it is. So I invite you, if you choose to go within. To look at that feeling within inside of each of us and recognize that that light is you. As I'm doing my prayer, I speak my word of truth for you. Knowing that that God self, that individualized expression of God, is within each and every person within the sound of my voice. And that we are not separate. And unifying with that presence, I'm knowing that that unification of spirit, that unification of everything that is here right now. And I'm declaring for each person in the sound of my voice that you are love. You are perfection. And I am speaking my word of truth into the law, knowing this for you right now, that that perfection is you. And I'm denying power to anything that says otherwise, and accepting in its place that higher and greater good in its place. And I'm even accepting a higher and greater good that God knows for me, that I don't even know exists, because I do want that greater good in my life, and I accept that right now. And I release my word into the law with great thanks, knowing it is so, and so it is. Thank you. All right. I guess we have the closing prayer. Let's see. What's next on the schedule? We got a song for you. That's that song. You know, she turned me on to this song, and I thought it was good.
talk about grace, I talk about love, I talk about faith, but some days I don't have enough. I talk about forgiveness, still learning how to give it. Lord, I need your strength to live what I believe. I want my life to preach, every breath, every beat. I want my life to preach, when I'm strong, when I'm weak, through valley lows and mountain highs. Every moment testifies, further than my words could ever reach. Lord, I want my life to preach. I talk about peace, and I talk about hope. I talk about serving others, but most days I don't. And I talk about freedom, but get lost in religion. Lord, give me strength to live what I believe. 'Cause I want my life to preach, every breath, every beat. I want my life to preach, when I'm strong, when I'm weak, through valley lows and mountain highs. Every moment testifies, further than my words could ever reach. Lord, I want my life to preach. Turn my days into your canvas. Let me stay open-handed, with a humble heart to serve the least of these. I want my faith to be in action. Let this flame of compassion be louder than every word I speak. I want my life to preach, I want my life to preach. I want my life to preach, I want my life to preach. Every breath, every beat. I want my life to preach, when I'm strong, when I'm weak, through valley lows and mountain highs. Every moment testifies, further than my words could ever reach. Lord, I want my life to preach, I want my life to preach, I want my life. Lord, I want my life to preach, I want my life to preach, I want my life. I want my life to preach, every breath, every beat. Lord, I want my life to preach.
Soon to be Reverend Rich Jarvis. All right, it is that time. Take your gift and tithe in hand. Repeat after me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. You know, I had some challenging times this week, and when I heard that saying that I said in my opening prayer, that without the rocks and boulders in the stream, you never hear the sound of the beautiful sound of the waterfall. And in that moment when I read it, I wanted to say other words than praise God. But it stuck with me long enough to change my thought process. And it's amazing how the week ended up. Things that looked like there was no way in coming to fruition came to fruition. And it was actually quite amazing. So make sure you stay open to everything that's in the path, not just what your perceived happiness might be. All right, announcements. We have our jar, change jar. If you have a little extra change in your pocket, throw it in there. Your change helps change other people's lives, and we do that at Christmas time. We divvy it up, and we help a lot of families, and that's a good time to do that. But we also help year-round. We got the Pay It Forward basket in the center room, and that all goes to the food bank and they get it out to everyone who needs it. So all your non-perishables, bring them in, fill those baskets. We keep taking it down there and they keep giving it out, and it makes a difference. We have our reading group happening Thursday. What time? 11. Right here, the spiritual circle. So put that on your calendar in the third room back there, and I think that's it.
I got something.
Wait. Oh, last Sunday of the month. You
Oh, that I don't- I just
you
didn't
can
have
hold.
See, they're good. They remember it is the last Sunday of the month, isn't it?
It is.
Well, I'll start with that then. I don't have my wallets back in the back, but, so, what we do with this, grab a new mic,
Down at the bottom and turn it on.
alright, see?
We
It's a good thing the guy with the new sound system knows and tells us to do this. And so if you come up to participate, we'll give you a mic even, so the people online will be able to hear you. But the fifth Sunday of the month, we have a time for gratitude and just receiving and unexpected gifts that you may receive. And while this time with everybody, with Rich and Avi here, putting in this sound system, I can't even begin to express my gratitude to know that our collective holding a consciousness of being able to up-level what we're doing is actually happening. And it's not just the work that I've done, it's the work that we've been doing. So I'm grateful, and I'll be back later with some money to put in there for my gratitude. And I'm gratitude to you guys for everything you've done.
Just the power of prayer. One of my really good friends last week went and got a checkup and got off the list of needing a liver, and I've been saying a prayer for him, and now he's off the list. So I prayed and it worked, of course, because I have strong prayers. Okay.
Who's next? Yeah, you do.
You know what, it's nothing really specific, but it just right now, right this moment, I'm just grateful for my life. I love my life right now, and it is just amazing to feel that, so I just.
Well, this was Mother's Day month, and I have a lot of kids and a lot of grandkids, so I've been blessed all last month. So this is for them, and also I've had a couple of needs for recovery, and I've been doing super. So I'm really grateful for that too.
Thank you. No, but they gotta hear you online.
Okay, well, I'm grateful for our new microphone and for everything you've done for us. I'm grateful for Reverend Sue, it's so good to see you again. I'm grateful Bill is done with his wall, so we don't have to hear about that one. Poor guy.
I ain't done with that yet. I still got a stucco it.
I am grateful for my life.
We can talk about all the different textures of life. Just stick it up to your mouth and talk.
I'm like Terry. I'm very, very grateful. This month of May has been wonderful. I'm grateful to all my friends and family for helping me celebrate my birthday, Mother's Day, and welcoming a new great-granddaughter into the family.
No. We're a peaceful. Chivalry is not dead.
I am still grateful to have a roof over my head, and I'm healthy, and I really enjoy coming here. So I'm grateful for this. Thank you.
they can hear you.
Okay. Well, today is Sunday, and I want to take the time to express how grateful that I am, Miss June, in reference to her recovery. Things are going well. We hear the prayers, we feel the prayers, and so we say thank you very much for all of you. Our congregation helps. Thank you.
I am just grateful for finding this philosophy. It has totally changed my life and opened my mind, and it's just, I have the most beautiful life because of this philosophy, and I'm just so grateful for everything, even the horrible things I'm grateful for, because it just proves that I'm alive and I'm willing to just live this life to the fullest I can. All right, thanks guys.
Well, many of you know that my husband had some health issues, and thank you God, he's just fine. Thank you for all your prayers.
Come on, you didn't think I wasn't going to say anything. No, I appreciate, Rich and Abram, thank you. That sounds amazing. Really, you make me look good. So, I've just came to the realization, I've lived the last 25 years of my life in fight or flight, and with that, your frequency's low. You're not putting out the energy that you should be, and, just having that realization has really changed, things in the pace of my life the last few weeks, and, I appreciate you all, and glad to be here.
Anybody else? So I'm thankful. As I said, the last couple of weeks were getting pretty stressful, and sometimes in this philosophy you walk it kind of at cruise control, in purgatory. You know it's going to work out, but you really want to fix it, and you can't. So sometimes you have to trust, and I did that. As I said, a little begrudgingly sometimes. But it came out and it worked out, and that's what I would like to repeat. Thank you to Rich and Abram, and good to hear about June, good to hear about Jack, thank you. And there's a card out there for June, so please sign it if you haven't signed it. Send all those feel-good stuff, and with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Reverend C.
Oh, so we still use this, yes, for beautifying the center stuff, the funds. So these funds are always a part of what we do to beautify the center, that we have the money to do fun things with, that make us more appealing and pleasing. So I'm grateful to all of you for everything that you contribute. And I want to know, I'm going to make a couple announcements about how things are changing as a result of this new sound system and AV system. So we are now broadcasting, live streaming automatically onto both our YouTube channel and Facebook at the same time, so that you don't, the people who are in on Zoom will ask you to begin to transition over to either YouTube or to Facebook, to the Facebook page, because it will automatically be there. And then on YouTube, the talks will be housed, because Facebook has a window now that they're trying to enforce that it falls off after a certain time. But every past talk starting today will all be on YouTube automatically, so you'll be able to easily find them. So I'm grateful for jumping up into the current century, and beyond. We are in the current century now and prepared for the beyond. So the bulletin in the back with the list of speakers has the YouTube channel and Facebook. So, and then I'm going to put Facebook the Facebook and the YouTube channel links on our website, LHCSL. We've been doing this a little too long this weekend. LHCSL.org. There'll be a link to the website, or to the YouTube channel, and to our Facebook page. So you can just go there, click on it, and it'll jump you out to the actual live stream experience. So you don't have to learn the because I never do. Rich texted me this morning going, what's the YouTube channel? I went, I don't know. I have to pull out the document and look, because I don't remember things like that easily. So it'll be there. You'll just click on it. Away you go. And we're trying to make it really easy to connect and really easy to find things historically. So I'm going to take the recordings that we have and also try to get them up onto the YouTube site as well. So everything that we have historically, I'm going to try to get cleaned up a little bit and put on as well. So we are moving. So that's it for me. Oh, no, I lied. I know, I always have more to say. So Rich has, is it considered a podcast? Is that the right term? I live on some other planet for things like podcasts. I never know what they're supposed to be called. So he has a podcast called Prayers Radio. prayersradio.com, and he's going to put some cards back there. He has interviewed some of the most fascinating ministers and practitioners, and I know the people that he has queued up to come up who are really they'll be fun interviews of people. He's able to ask questions, and you just hear things from a personalized perspective that are a lot of fun. He keeps asking me to come on. I haven't said yes yet, but maybe someday.
All right, let's stand and sing the peace song.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Yes, we live with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my sacred vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
Wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my affairs.
It's happening in my affairs.
I claim it.
I claim it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I believe it.
I believe it.
I accept it.
I accept
And
it.
so it is.
And so it is.
Have a great week, everybody.